Hi, today in my third entry on how I customize my straps, I want to spend some time on holes. If you have a strap that's a little bit older, then you might get that the holes will wear out a little bit. They will widen and they start to fray, which isn't particularly nice. So I found a way to deal with that. This strap is actually quite new, but it hasn't been woven very tightly, so it offers a lot of play and also around the holes. So those started to fray in about 2 days time. And since I really like the color scheme of the strap and it wears very softly, I really wanted to keep it and not send it back. So what I did, I took some yarn, I took a needle, and I kind of started to make buttonholes around the edges of the holes that I use most often. This has some consequences for the strap itself. As you can see, the stripes will widen a bit, so they splay a bit, and while this is not really particularly nice looking, it is in a place where you don't see it very often, so I'm totally fine with that. The other thing that you might notice is that the band on a hole gets a little bit thinner. Here it's more wide and here it's a little thinner. That's because as you add on yarn while you're embroidering, then you take up space that is normally used for the fabric of the strap itself. So actually, where this is really soft and pliable, you will notice that this is a lot stiffer. And since it's around the holes you use most often, that's actually quite nice. So what you will get is a very soft and pliable strap with a lot of stiffness in places where you can use it best. Now, on how I did this, as I said, the holes started to widen and to fray. So what I first did was keep everything in place, lock everything in place by just taking a needle and stitching around the hole. I made it a double stitch so that I had a kind of a barrier for the next step, because after that I started to go through the hole and stitch around the edges. And each time I punctured the strap, I made sure that I punctured just behind the initial barrier I made initially. And I have worn this afterwards for quite a bit, and as you can see, it really holds up. It holds up quite nicely. So this might be a solution if you encounter the same kind of problems I have with holes that starting to widen and to fray. Bye bye for now.